Hey everybody, welcome to an all new video with Matt. Today I'm going to show you how to make a easy planter box for your back porch, your yard, your patio, wherever you need one. And we're going to be using some scraps in the barn today with some decking boards and 2x4s. So stick around, I'm going to show you how. All right, and today's cut sheet is super easy. On your 2x4s, you're going to need 4 boards at 38.5 inches. Then you're going to need 4 boards at 19.25. Then you're going to need 4 boards at 23.75. And on your decking boards, you're going to need 22 decking boards at 24.75. And then you'll need 7 at 22.25. So let's get it started. All right, let's get started. Let's go ahead and make 2 of our frames right here. I've already made 1 to show you what that's going to look like. So the first thing we're going to need to do is get your 2 38.5-inch boards right here, just like that. And you can see what I did. I like to do pilot holes for my nails right there, guys. And the best way to do that, literally, is to just take your other board, line it up straight right there, just like that. Make a mark with your marker, just like I did there. Then you're going to put 2 marks far enough away from the edges because you don't want to split out your boards and stuff like that. Mark you 2 marks, and then take a small drill bit and go ahead and drill those 2 holes to pre-drill, right? So now what we're going to do is go ahead and get our 2 boards pre-drilled on the sides. And like I said, we got one already made right here. As you can see, your 2 boards are going to go on the outside, and your 2 smaller boards are going to come across the insides. Pay attention to that right there. They're going to come across the inside. So go ahead, let's get those nailed together. And another thing that I like to do, guys, is after I pre-drill my holes, what I like to do is go ahead and get my nails started on both of them, both sides. Go ahead and tuck them down like that. And sometimes they might go ahead and pop all the way through, and you can just turn it around. Like say if you go through like that, you can just come around and even it up, and that just helps when you put your boards together. Right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this. All right, so that's that side. I like to go ahead and do this side also. All right, so now what we need to do is take one of our boards right here, a little shorter board. I believe this one is the 19.25. Yep. All right, so now I got the nails already in place, ready to go. So now I'm gonna take one of my 19.25 boards. I'm gonna step it down and lay it flat down on the ground just like that. And then I can just line them 2 up. Now you can use clamps and all that, but it don't have to be exactly perfect, guys. The nails are pretty much lined it up for you. So now you got that right there, and your nails are ready to go. You just hold that in place. Just do 1 nail for right now. That way, if the other side doesn't line up correct, you can adjust it to make it right. So now we'll come over to the other side and do the exact same thing, but only 1 nail. Just like that. All right, looks good. Alright, so I like the way that it's lined up, so now I can go ahead and drive the other 2 nails into place. Alright, so now you've got those 2 sides on right there, so now it's time to flip it. We're going to lay this portion down on the flat ground, just like that. And then we can take our other board that's ready to go and line that up. The same thing with this one. This is usually the one where you really need to only do 1 nail at a time to line it up properly. So we're gonna line that up, and you want to line your other side up pretty good also. But you're really focusing on this one side. Get it lined up nice and even. And drive one nail in. Like that. Now I'll go over to this side. And that way I can line it up. Alright, that looks good just like that. Alright, nice and lined up. Go ahead and drive your other two nails in. Alright, and take it off the pod real quick. And now you got both of your inside frames built that quick, just like that. So now we need to put our inside 2x4s to brace it. So let's go ahead and do that next. All right, guys, next we need to get our 4 corners put on. That's our 4 24 3/4 inch 2x4s right here, as you can see. Booyah. All right, we need to get those lined in each corner. Now pay attention, I'm using the longer board right there, guys, not this way. You do it this way right here. And then what you need to do is take your pen, pencil, marker, whatever you got. You want to go down right here. And you want to mark that about like that. That tells you that's about where that board is from here, from this line to right here. So now what I want to do is get 4 nails or screws. So I'm just marking 4 spots, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what we're going to do is do that all the way around your piece, right? Make sure it's on the long side right there. But then put like 1 here, 1 there, 1 in that corner over there. Get all your spots marked, and then we'll go ahead and drill out those. I like to pre-drill, like I said earlier. It just helps with preventing from splitting and damaging your project you're working on, because a lot of this scrap stuff that we use, you know, you only got a little bit of it to work with, so you got to make sure everything's right on the first go. So I'm gonna go around and pre-drill, mark all my holes real quick. Then we will be ready to put some nails in there and go ahead and get these boards hammered into place just like this. And once we get all 4 corners secure, we will take our other frame piece over here. We'll lay it down and put this inside of it, go around, do the same thing, pre-drill more holes, and get that all attached. So let's get it done. All right, so I went ahead and went around both of mine, got all of my holes drilled and ready for the side pieces. Now, if you're like me and you're using treated lumber for the entire project, guys, that stuff can be hard to nail into. So what I do recommend is after you pre-drilled all your holes, you can take 1 board at a time as you do it. Go ahead, get it down on a nice flat surface, get it sitting up right with the boards and everything, and then just go ahead and pre-drill 1 of them, just slightly, to help get that first nail started. And once you get that first nail secure, then it shouldn't be too hard to do. Let's go ahead and see if it's going to work for us right now. Get that lined up nice and tight. Nice and secure into place right there. So don't want to put no more nails than just 1 right now on the bottom, right? Because we're going to need to be able to adjust them and move them for our other top piece that's going to go around it, right? So for right now, just get 1 nail in each corner, like right here, it doesn't really matter, just 1, so that it's still able to move around until we get all 4 corners done. All right, so once you've got those bottom ones put in, you take your other piece, lay it down flat on the ground, and then you're going to flip this piece upside down just like that and fit your other 4 corners inside. You want to line them up around and go 1 at a time and do the exact same thing, except for on this round around, you can go ahead and put all 4 screws in as you go to each pillar, right? So you start down here, go ahead, pre-drill your holes for the treated issue, and then hammer your nails in. Go ahead and do all 4. Then you're going to come around to each corner and do all 4 of your nails. And once we get there, then we can turn this over on its side, right? Not upside down, but on its side, and go ahead and hammer our 3 nails in each corner here, guys. So let's go ahead and get everything nailed up. All right, now I've got all 4 of my corner pieces nailed together good enough to flip it on its side. Now I can just take a drill, go around to any holes that I haven't already hit up yet, which seems to be I've already done all of the holes. I just need to shoot some nails into them now, guys. So now, like I said, I want to go around and put nails in my remaining holes and get everything nice and secure. We'll go around, hammer in all of our nails, both sides, and we'll flip it around, do the other side also, and then we'll have our secure frame. All right, guys, we've got our frame completely built. Now we can go ahead and start putting on our side pieces. It doesn't really matter if you want to start on the short side first or the long side. That's not really going to matter and make a huge difference. But what I do suggest with decking boards also is to pre-drill your holes, right? So you want to go ahead and start at one end like that right there, basically. And you're just going to go down. It should take 7 boards to come across this way on each side, 7 and 7, and then 4 boards to come across that way right there, 4 and 4, right? So your center of a 2x4 is at 1 3/4. That'll put you in the center right here when you're coming down and nailing or screwing your boards, right? But like I said, I recommend you go ahead and measure off the top of each side 1 3/4, put you a mark right in there, and pre-drill your boards. That way when you go to put your nails in right here, guys, it's not going to split your boards in half or split it down the middles and stuff. Anyways, once you do all that, then you can just go ahead and start laying your boards down as you go. And the best way to do this really is to do one on one end like that, and then take one and get it completely lined up, flat and straight. That way when you get to the end, if there's a little wiggle room and stuff, it's not going to reflect on the outside. So go ahead and put your one board on one corner, one on the other. Then you can start to fill the boards in as you go, guys. So if you don't have a gap, I'd rather you have a gap between one of the boards near the middle instead of on the ends right here. So we're going to go ahead and get our boards marked, and then we'll get our holes drilled. And I know it's going to be a lot of drilling, but it's going to be worth it in the long run. So I'm going to get my boards drilled. I'm going to go ahead and start putting these on all the way around. And once we finish that, then we can flip it upside down, because that's your bottom right there. We'll flip it upside down and we'll get our boards going across on there also. So start with this first and get it done. All right, guys, I've got all of my holes pre-drilled. I've got them laid out. There's 7 right here. And like I said, I do one side on this side first, do the other side second, and then come in and put our boards in nice and tight. And then what I like to do, guys, is on the end pieces right here. Let me lower the camera down for you guys. On just this one end on both sides, on this side where you got it stacked right on top of the 2x4 here, what I like to do is just go ahead and shoot one of my 2 3/4 inch nails into that. That way it reaches into this piece just a little bit on each corner. Then the other piece right here, I'm going to use my screws. I've got these 2-inch screws right here that I'm going to use to attach the decking boards to the 2x4. That way it doesn't go through the decking board and through your 2x4 and you have screws all hanging outside. So 2-inch screws. And what I did is I went ahead and laid them all out, right? Then I took my hammer and I went down and I lined them all up nice and flat on one side like this, because when you cut with like a skill saw or something, you might have some minor little imperfections on one end. So put all of your straight cut ends, usually it's that factory cut, go ahead and use one side and be like, all right, this is my top. And we'll put the not so perfect cut ends on the bottom right there. So I just go around, tap it with my hammer, get it nice and flat and lined up right here. Then we can take our screws and go down the line and attach them one board at a time. You don't want to go down the line and attach all of the top ones and then do one side. You want to put a screw in here first, then go to here, and then do a screw here, then go to here, and keep working your way in that crisscross pattern until you reach the other side. All right, once you've got one side completely done, now you can flip it over and do the other long side next. Go ahead and get all those lined up, get them nailed and screwed down into place. Then you can flip it on each side and get both of your side pieces put on. And once we get all of that done, then we can just flip it over and get our bottom put on. So let's go ahead and finish getting all of our decking boards screwed around the entire piece. All right, guys, we're back. As you can see, I went ahead and got my side pieces put on both sides, nice and level. Now we got it flipped upside down. This top part you see right here is the bottom right here, guys. So we are going to take our 7 last boards that we cut at 23 1/4, and we're going to lay them inside this little track right here, and it should line up perfect just like this on both sides. Went ahead and did the same thing where I pre-drilled my holes in line right here. So now all it's left to do is to go ahead and screw down all of the bottom decking boards, and that is going to create the bottom of your planter, right? So let's go ahead and get these screwed into place. Then we're going to come back and drill a couple of holes in the bottom to allow for water drainage. So let's go ahead and get that attached now. All right, guys, once you got all of your bottom pieces attached, now while it's still flipped over, I'm just going to go around with a 3/4 little hole bit right here, guys, and I'm just going to go ahead and drill a couple of holes. You can see I went ahead and put one there and right there. And so you don't want to go too crazy. You don't want to Swiss cheese it all up. It's just holes to allow for drainage for when it rains or when you water your flowers, vegetables, whatever you're using it for. So I just want to go like skip one, drill one. Skip one, drill one, right? Just like that. Come around, do the same over here. Like I said, we'll skip one and do one right here. And then I'll give one right here in the very dead middle right here. Alright. So once you got your little drainage holes drilled right there, guys, now we can go ahead and flip it over and put it in the spot that we want it to be. Now this thing is going to be very heavy. So my suggestion is when you do build one of these, build it kind of close to where you're going to want it to go, right? So I'm going to get this down from my porch. I'm going to grab my hand trucks and I'm going to put it to where it's going. All right, guys, I got it in place where I want it to go right here on my back porch so we can enjoy watering them and taking care of our plants and stuff. But that is going to do it. That is how you make a nice little decent size planter box for your vegetables, flowers, whatever you need one for. All you'll need to do next is to go ahead and put your soil in there. Now, I do recommend to use a plastic lining first before you put that dirt and soil in there. You can use anything from trash bag, you can use like fabric paper, any of that type of stuff is good. Just outline the inside, staple it up to the wood, then put your dirt or soil inside. So that right there is the cool little planter box that we made for my back porch. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to hit that like button down below and let me know if you make one of these, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful week ahead. Peace.